Joining us now is OjyOkpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Janet.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning.
How was your weekend?
Great.
Looking sharp. Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning.
How are you doing this morning?
Doing great.
Good morning.
Sharp.
Looking beautiful. Good morning, Rufai. How are you? I knew you were going to do our inside joker on air. Rufai, OjyOkpe? Well, all right. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending. Nigerians on social media are asking the question, where is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Well, the president was last seen attending the World Economic Forum in Saudi Arabia on Sunday, April 28th. The two-day forum, which aimed at helping public and private sector leaders address shared global challenges, ended on Monday, April 29th. The presidency, however, has not released any statement on why the president has not returned to Nigeria. This has led to speculations in some quarters that the president may have proceeded to Paris, France, where he has traveled to several times, reportedly for his medicals. Well, in the meantime, Nigeria's Vice President, Kashim Shettima, departed Abuja for the United States on Sunday to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the 2024 U.S.-Africa Business Summit. Well, according to the Vice President's media aide, Shettima will join other political and business leaders from Africa, the United States, and beyond for high-level dialogues, networking sessions, and plenaries. The summit will take place at the K. Bailey Hutchison Convention Center in Dallas, Texas. Okay, Dr. Abati, also, I heard you this morning asking, where is the president? But you're not the only one asking. Everyone is asking, where is the president? Let me take this tweet from Ngozi, who wrote, the president is not in the country. The vice president, too, has departed from the country. Which kind juju be this? Who is running the country? No responsible country in the world will have number one and two out of the country at the same time. Nigerians are in for a long ride. Well, there is no official statement at this moment about the president's whereabouts, but you know, there are reports from sources in the State House saying that he is probably on a private visit to France. Rufai, go ahead.
I mean, it's a very apt question.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be rigmaroling, because everybody blamed Buhari when they would go on his trips and all of that. So where is President Tinubu? You went to Saudi Arabia. Isn't it enough that they gave us fake, false announcement as regards a Maersk deal from Saudi Arabia that they have all debunked and cleaned off their social media now? And now the vice president too is out, so two of them are out at the same time. So who did they leave the home front for? The villa is empty. And that's why we need to be able to ask this question. President Tinubu was not around for his first May Day. He keeps talking about the right of workers. Who would have thought that his first May Day should be as symbolic as May 29? So he's probably going to come on May 29 and say, fellow Nigerians, right? But where was he on May Day? And President Shettima has to go represent the president now? So why are we doing this to ourselves? So we should ask the question. Until today, I'm sure the presidency will not react. Maybe he will stay for about a week or two, or maybe he'll come back this week. Whoever knows.
Well, I spoke with our State House correspondent.
Because they always do the 21-day clause.
Right.
And that's why they can get away with this thing they get away with.
Yeah.
So what did Adesua say?
Adesua said that he may be back tomorrow. So let's hope that he'll be back tomorrow.
Well, come back. But he wouldn't tell us where he went in 6 days, right?
That tweet really, I don't know, we can address this later. That tweet about the vice president and the president leaving the home front at the same time, I think it is quite the story. But in the meantime, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar over the weekend accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of conflict of interest over the controversial Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway because his son, Seun Tinubu, is set to be on the board of CDK Integrated Industries, a subsidiary of the Shagori Group, owned by one of the president's business allies, Gilbert Shagori. The former vice president had criticized the contract as hurriedly awarded and executed against the country's procurement laws. While in a statement by his media aide, Paul Ibe, Atiku, who berated the federal government, however, advised Tinubu to focus more on attracting real investors than adopting propaganda as a state policy. I mean, I think this is the beauty of democracy, Dr. Abati Ayo. I mean, last week we discussed Peter Obi talking about the fact that, we should concentrate on roads that are damaged instead of going on the coastal highway. And we see Atiku Abubakar here saying the same thing almost, as well as saying that it went against the procurement laws. But there are many arguments, several arguments to this story. And like I said, it is the beauty of democracy for people to question these projects. But in the same vein, Afrobeat musician Seun Kuti, son of Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti, has endorsed the controversial construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Well, in a now viral video, the musician said that he is happy that the federal government is constructing the coastal highway because when it's completed, the poor masses can access the beach along the highway. Let's take a look.
I said the Minister of Works is busy explaining himself up and down based on, since they started to demolish the business of these rich Nigerians, this thing is suddenly a national issue. According to look Nigerian professionals, journalists did not let the matter die. All journalists that are prominent in Nigeria, every blogger that is prominent in Nigeria has discussed this matter. Everybody that has mouth in this country is discussing this matter. People when you know concern say that they post that, that they post the thing, it don't enter their blog. Why are they destroying land? Yeah. Me, I don't care if they destroy land. Me, I want them to destroy it. But when I take my car, I can go on the coastal highway now and see the water again for free. Maybe some poor Nigerians again that have not seen the beach. I wonder when last a poor Nigerian man saw the beach, except those ones who they stay for a lashe. When last the poor man in Lagos State, in the city of Lagos, see the beach, where beach breeze blow up. You people took over all the beachfront, put money for gate fee, excluded millions of your people, millions from the natural beauty of their own country. You chase them away from the natural beauty of their own country.
Seun Anikulapo Kuti, my dear friend. Well, he's made a lot of points. I mean, I like his last point, the fact that, when the coastal highway is complete, the masses will have access to it. I mean, I think that we have said it a couple of times here, that the coastal highway is a great project. We love the project. It's just about the implementation that we're complaining about. But Ayo, Dr. Abati, I don't know, you saw the whole clip. He also talked about, the moment Leila questioned Devu Mahi and said that she disrespected the minister. Yeah. I mean, Seun, go ahead.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to just concentrate on Seun's tirade, on which he launched on, his social media platform. And I was quite disappointed. I think that's a very mild word to use to describe my, my thoughts towards that video. A few things I'd like to address in what he said. Going to your first point around him saying that the coastal, once it's built, will now be affordable. I hope he knows that there are plans to toll that road. So there will be money taken from people to because they're going to recoup the investment that they put on that road. So I hope he's aware of that. The second aspect is that if the government, sometimes we allude to the private sector, the responsibility of government. Landmark and other developers who've taken on beach tourism and invested money there have done what our own government ought to be taking the lead on in terms of providing opportunities for their people to enjoy, in his own words, fresh air and breeze from coastal and from these beaches. Unfortunately, they haven't. There are many coastal ways or beach fronts, especially in Lagos State. Some of them, you don't have to pay a ticket or pay a price to go there. You can enjoy that. So the danger of having a platform and an influence such as his is the danger of misinforming the people and misleading the people, especially using exaggerated or embellished facts to make your point. Then I'd like to go to what he said with regards to the encounter between Leila, Arise journalist Leila Johnson Salami, who has been praised from different quarters as to her professionalism as a journalist in asking questions to the Minister of Works, Mr. David Umahi. First of all is that the journalists, the media in Nigeria have a responsibility backed by the Constitution to hold government to account. So she was doing her job. The second aspect of it was what he alluded to, which is the oldest thing in the book about, oh, there must be some, interactions between them behind the back, and that's why she had the effrontery, and it was like a love play between the two. I thought it demeaned her position.
Absolutely.
And her brilliance exhibited on that day, and I thought it was he should take it back and apologize to Leila for such, for such an underhand comment.
Absolutely.
And finally, Seun's father, the legend, Fela Nicola Pokuti, whom we have sung his music here at times when we're speaking to government, was not shy when it came to saying, he called the people, United Nations, animal in human skin, animal in putu tayo. He was never shy in terms of holding government to account. When he was talking about, someone was insulting and disrespecting the minister, then what should we say about the legendary music and songs of his father? His father not just didn't use music to entertain alone, he used music as a form of social action to speak to government and to get government to act. So again, like I said, very mildly disappointed in that video, and I hope he retracts it and apologizes, not just to the Nigerian people whom he has misinformed, but also to Leila, who was doing her job.
To our Leila Johnson Salami. Very well said, Ayo. Dr. Bati.
Okay, first, on the issue of the coastal highway, I think that the Minister of Works, David Umahi, has offered quite a number of clarifications, and I would like us, to be reminded. One, he said they got the approval from the Bureau for Public Procurement. The Bureau for Public Procurement gave what is called a certificate of no objection. For that certificate of no objection to take effect, it will be taken to council. The clarification has also been offered that, look, yes, this is a build, operate, transfer project, but the contractor has his own part to play. And then there is counterpart funding coming from the federal government also. He has offered quite a number of explanations, he being an engineer, about why they had to redesign the coastal highway. The issue about the coastal highway is going to reduce travel time between Lagos and Calabar. And that's why I keep emphasizing the fact that if that project is completed, there are benefits to it, okay? But you can't make omelette, they say, without breaking an egg. I mean, those days when we used to go to Calabar, it took about 12 hours from Nyangete or Utuk in Djibouti all the way down to Calabar. Travel time will be reduced to maybe about 6-7 hours. So in the long run, if they complete the project, if they don't just leave it at the chainage 0 to 3, which is the Lagos part that people are complaining about, if they complete it, there may well be benefits, and it may well be, at the end of the day, a legacy project for Tinubu. I said earlier on, before you joined us, that former Vice President Atiku Abubakar may accuse President Tinubu of anything, maybe conflict of interest and all of that. Seun Tinubu being on the board of a company that produces ceramic tiles and sanitary towels, that's an entirely different story. Seun Tinubu, to the best of my knowledge, is not a government official. So he can do what he likes as long as he doesn't interfere with government business. So I don't think former Vice President Atiku can provide any evidence that it was Seun Tinubu that awarded the contract because he's associated with the Shagure. But he can say whatever he likes about President Tinubu, who is the man in the arena. But there are issues that he has raised about how the procurement process was rushed, about how Tinubu administration is focusing on propaganda, about foreign direct investment, about the need for the Tinubu administration to provide an enabling environment for business. Those are issues that the Tinubu government can address. And these are, issues that the government must not be tired of explaining. Atiku Abubakar is a leader of the opposition, so he can raise questions. It's for government to respond to those questions. Absolutely. But the personal issues, we can leave out. Now, I want to talk about President Tinubu, who is missing in action, and Nigerians feeling like an orphan. I once quoted a book here, The President is Missing, about an American president who disappeared for just 3 days. He went to do a dental treatment at sea, but they didn't tell anybody. it became a big issue.
Yeah.
The journalist that reported the story that the president was missing even lost his job. He was, vindicated much later, many years later, when a book was written on the subject. So Nigerians have every reason to know where their president is. He left the country April 23. We saw him when he met with the Prime Minister of the Netherlands. We saw him when he went to Riyadh for the World Economic Forum special meeting. And then suddenly, he just disappeared. No, the president of Nigeria cannot disappear into a Bermuda Triangle. No, we must know where he is at any particular time. However, you quoted some sources saying he's in France.
Yeah.
Well, what I read is that he's in London.
Well,
on a private visit. So now they say he's in France, they say he's in London.
Some people say he's coming back in 4 days, some people say he's coming back tomorrow.
The next thing you will hear, they will say they saw him somewhere. No, we must have certainty about the location of the president.
Like that.
The two of them, president and vice president, living the country at the same time, where it also looks
not good
untidy, it makes us feel like orphans.
Yeah.
We voted for them to do the job.
That's it.
Now, but not for anybody to disappear. But the VP, of course, is going for an important summit, African Investment Summit, organized by the Corporate Council for Africa. There will be talks about energy, the future of energy in Africa. There will be a special session on Nigeria. Fine. But we just need certainty.
All right.
Okay, so that some people don't hijack the government and give themselves powers that they do not deserve.
That's the
that
worry.
Nigerians have not given them.
That's the worry in various
We can't run this country by a cabal.
Absolutely.
We must have people right at the desk.
That's the worry. We'll take another story. Well, over the weekend, residents of Mende Estates in Maryland, Lagos were seen in a video that has now gone viral, lamenting what they allege was a 2-hour notice given to them by the Lagos state government before their buildings were demolished. Let's take a look at that video.
Happening right now at Mende Villa 1. Mende Villa 1. Happening right now. 2 hours to pack out. 2 hours. That was what the Lagos state government gave. 2 hours to pack out. And they're here, they're demolishing. Mende Villa. This is in Maryland. 2 hours, oh. Now they give us to take pack out. 2 hours. This is in Nigeria we are in, no. 2 hours they get to pack out of us. Where do we want to put all these things to? Look, this is our property. Not only us, so many people. The vehicles everywhere. Packing. 2 hours. 2 good hours. Nigeria, my country. People are jagbaing. They said they should not jagba. 2 hours, Lagos State. God God bless you now. God God bless you now.
See our camera guy there, Odion, doing the Lord's work right there. But I mean, we had the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, Seun Kuti, on the morning show yesterday, where he addressed a lot of the topics, and he talked about the fact that property owners at Mende were given ample notice since 2021. Well, Tokunbo Wahab, the Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, who was on the morning show on Sunday, to address the issues surrounding the demolition at Mende, posted a video on X stating that on December 21st, 2023, the leadership of the Lagos State Ministry of Environment and Water Resources held another stakeholder meeting with the honorable member representing Koshofe 1 State Constituency and the property owners of structures built on the alignment of System 1 in Mende. While in the video, the property owners confirmed that they did not have valid documents and had been served several contravention notices.
Sorry, how many of you have documents? No, let us even start with that at this level that the guy honorable is here. You are his constituent. How many of you have a valid document on the land involved on this right of? Let us start with the Oga. You are the chairman of one of the estates.
Yes.
Surely.
Yes.
Do you have a valid document? What document do you have to this property you're defending?
I have a deed of sale and a court judgment.
Do you have a consent? Do you have a governor's consent?
No.
Do you have a CFO?
No.
Do you have a building plan approval?
There's no.
Now, there are two things involved here. Nobody is disputing your title. No. But the right of way for this channel, system 1, is what we are trying to establish. Your title, if it has a survey, if it's genuine, will reflect there's a passage here for this channel. This channel predates your title. So we are not disputing your title. We are establishing the right of way for this channel.
Well, Tokunbo Wahab there, he says that they were establishing the right of way, stating that if they had the survey, they would have known that their property was on a drainage channel. I know we don't have much time, but in the meantime, the Lagos state government has said that the influx of miscreants to the state informed the recent demolition of erected structures under the Dolphin Estate, Ikoyi, Lagos. The Lagos Commissioner for Information, Benga Omotosho, on Sunday said that after Kai officials demolished the illegal structures, 450 squatters were arrested, out of which 371 pleaded for assistance to relocate to their various states due to the hardship they are facing in Lagos, and that 79 have been absorbed into some government facilities for rehabilitation after showing signs of being unwell. Dr. Abati, I'd like to give you the floor here because I want you to discuss the legal issues.
Very quickly, Mr. Wahab, the Lagos Commissioner for Environment and Water Resources, is saying, okay, these are illegal structures because they are built on the right of way and all of that. But at the same time, the Commissioner for Physical Planning in Lagos State also gave an interview over the weekend. It was reported as saying that about 75% of the structures in Lekki don't even have approval. Now, I'm not against the government enforcing the law. But I think that, a long-term view of it would be to say that in terms of legacy, Mr. Sanwo-Olu, the governor, has just about, 3 years left. I think he should take a longer view of the matter. What does he want to be remembered for? Yeah, he's on red line, blue line. If that is sustained, yes, people will remember that. But I think the governor should focus more on legacy issues. I mean, if you go to Ikeja, what he has done with that overhead bypass, that's something that people will remember. If you go to Abuja, is it Abuja side? Abuja, what he has also done, with the bridge, they are completing an ongoing project. But I guess the administration in the remaining 3 years should devote more energy to legacy projects like that. I mean, when I go on that Lekki Ikoyi bridge, I see it, I say, Babatunde Fashola did this as governor. It's there forever.
Absolutely.
In other words, what am I saying? I'm saying that Governor Sanwo-Olu, even while enforcing the law, should not leave a legacy of being remembered as the demolition man. That would be unfair. That would be a reduction of the great talent.
Yeah, absolutely.
That he has shown. That's my view in the matter.
So real quickly, I want to talk solutions. Number one solution should be using technology and blockchain to be able to have a portal where you can have cadastral maps, what right-of-way passes through various lands, so that people can check on time, so that they don't go through the full bureaucracy of lands. Because you see, when you go through that full bureaucracy, sorting out people, for you to be able to get those documents, that's always difficult. They can have an independent body that can deal with them as regards that, get those, drawings that Tokunbo is now releasing as regards those lands and things like that, so that when people buy documents, they can easily, maybe with a certain amount, the very can still go to government, go on the website, search it, open the full cadastra, know that there's an alert system in there, and it's quite very difficult, so that people will refrain from land, because they are fleecing a lot of people off and their livelihoods are going.
We have to go
just to say that the government has to also ensure the corruption within the ministry who
the
approve these buildings to be built.
Absolutely.
Has to be sorted.
Absolutely.
It's not just the people.
All right, topical issue here. I'd like to thank you all for your great analysis, as always, on What's Trending. Well, that's all I have for you guys on What's Trending today. I'll see you all tomorrow.